Now, we've talked about how President Obama has been taken out of context on this nonsense, you didn't build that line. Now, he said it in a speech talking about roads and bridges, and we've shown it to you over and over here. And first sentence was, you know, we built these, the government built these roads and bridges. Second sentence was, so if you're a small business owner, you didn't build that, meaning you didn't build the roads and bridges. Now, conservatives conveniently leave out the first sentence, and they pretend that President Obama is talking about how business owners didn't build their own businesses. Now, it's a huge lie, but they've actually structured whole ads around the lie. And in fact, they recently just did 24 campaign events around the country called We Did Build It. Oh, it's unbelievable. Okay, so first of all, remember the original Romney ad. I want to show you the ad here and then tell you about the guy who's in that, because that's awesome. Watch.
If you've been successful, you didn't get there on your own. Just if you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
My father's hands didn't build this company. My hands didn't build this company. Through hard work and a little bit of luck, we built this business. Why are you demonizing us for it? It's time we had somebody who believes in us. Someone who believes that achievement should be rewarded, not punished. We need somebody who believes in America.
I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve this message.
So the guy you saw there was Jack Gilchrist saying, look, yeah, my hands built this business. I didn't need no stinking government, except for the fact that Gilchrist Metal in 1999 got $800,000 in tax-exempt revenue bonds from the New Hampshire Business Finance Authority, the government. Not only that, he has gotten money from the U.S. Navy for subcontracts totaling $83,000, another $5,000 some odd dollars from the U.S. Coast Guard. Hey, that's for things he built. Now the government bought it, that helps him. But to me, the $800,000 in bonds that helps him invest in his business is much more relevant, and that's not all. All the way back in the 1980s, when they really, really needed it to build the company, they got a $500,000 matching fund federally funded by the New England Trade Adjustment Assistance Center and the U.S. Small Business Administration. So what happened? I thought you didn't need the government, except for when they gave you $500,000. I thought you didn't need the government, except when New Hampshire gave you $800,000. Now look, returning that money and using it as a low interest loan, that's great. But I actually believe in the government. I'm not the guy making the ads saying, hey, you know what? Oh, I don't need no stinking government. Just give me the $500,000. I'll pay back. I swear. Please, I need it. Okay, that's hypocrisy. Well, the funny thing is, Jack Gilchrist goes on Fox News Channel, and they're going to ask him about that, and it turns out he agrees with President Obama. Watch.
The president's message, as I'm sure you're aware, Jack, is you had help along the way, that the government was there, that there was a support structure there, that without which you wouldn't have done what you did. What do you say?
Well, I mean, there's truth to what he says. I mean, Miss Bresnahan, Helen Bresnahan, was my 11th grade English teacher, and she made an impression on me that will last with me for the rest of my life. I can't even tell you what, but she just sticks with me. I think my dad and his parents, the great generations, on their backs, we built the interstate highway system and the bridges and whatnot, but we all pay taxes every time we put gas in our tank, which go to maintaining and keeping up the roads and the bridges. I think the military, maybe, I don't know if it was Al Gore or the military, I'm not sure which, that created the internet. For whatever purposes it was intended, and we've all got to benefit from it since then. So yeah, there's been some help along the way.
I don't think President Obama has ever made a case for the government as good as Jack Gilchrist just did. So what happened if we built it with our own hands? Look, and President Obama never said that you didn't have a part in it. In fact, if you listen to the whole speech in context, as we've shown out here on the Young Turks, he said, of course you built it. Of course the business owners showed initiative and they should be rewarded for that initiative. But remember that we all participate in some ways, and so it's right that we all get back in some ways as well. That's the whole point of taxes, and everybody used to understand that because before the Republicans became zealots and fundamentalists and said, no taxes ever. No, we built everything on our own and we don't want to share a goddamn thing with anybody. And it turns out when you even talk to the people who they think are going to make their best message for them, the small business owners, not only Gilchrist, all these guys who attended 24 events throughout the country, these small business owners that are there backing Mitt Romney, look at all the government money they got. Think Progress does a great job of putting this together. For example, Ball Office Products, They were at an event in Richmond, Virginia. The company received a loan of $635,000 through the Small Business Administration, and they were also awarded a lucrative $52,000 contract from the General Services Administration. Systems engineering company owner got a total of $180,200 in Defense Department contracts. And by the way, I'm listing just one of dozens. So many of the people on this list got DoD contracts, Veterans Affairs contracts. Speaking of which, PRL Industries, they got $167,847 through a contract with the Department of Homeland Security. And then their chief executive, Janice Hershkowitz, who spoke on the behalf of PRL Incorporated, used to be a director of the National Consumer Cooperative Bank, which was created by Congress, in her own words, to meet personal, social, or business needs, especially in low and moderate income communities, by forming cooperatives. It's a government cooperative. She was the head of it. And she's like, oh, goddamn government, it never helped us at all. Except for when you were head of that government cooperative and you got $167,000 from the Department of Homeland Security. But it gets better. And then Home Instead Senior Care. That's another company that was participating in Roanoke, Virginia. 75% of their funding comes from public programs like Medicare and Medicaid. Over $3.6 million in federal funding through the Department of Veterans Affairs since 2008 to their franchises in Virginia. And then they go to a rally where they say, we don't need no stinking government. Are you crazy? All right, then give me 75% of your revenue back. What do you mean you don't need it? And to me, the more galling ones are the ones that got the loans, et cetera, and the funding to help start the business in the first place. And they come around and spit in your face when you say, hey, listen, didn't we all help in some ways, like when we lent you the money to start the business? They go, no, I built it with my hands. The hands that grubbed off the federal government and then attacked it.